Hey guys, my name is Elliot, and in this video, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of what it's really like to compete as a junior pro pickleball player. From traveling and playing in an APP NextGen tournament, to training and recovery back home, I'll show you what a typical week looks like.
This is very good. Let's go! So we are currently en route to San Antonio. We left from Daytona Beach, and then we stopped in Pensacola, Florida for about 3 days or so. It's in total about an 18-hour drive. For Pensacola, it's about 11. So we've been on the road for, looks like about almost 3 hours so far. So we got about 8 hours left. No lights. We got our driver right here. No accidents yet, which is great. I don't know whatever she's doing, but we got grandma on the back. We'll talk about that later probably. And then, yeah, we're just enjoying it, we're chilling. We'll enjoy the ride. Yeah, the gas pumps go on forever.
If you've ever done any decent amount of car travel, you'll know that the side of a bucket is like finding water in a desert. Best sight ever, best feeling ever, knowing you're gonna get clean bathrooms. I'm looking forward to that. It is cold today. It's like 30 degrees or something in San Antonio, Texas. So it's cold, but good thing we're playing indoors so we don't have to deal with all that. Whew. Just hoping to get into heat soon.
Today will begin around 10:45.
It snowed a bunch last night, and I decided I wanted to go on a run. So I'm gonna meet up with one of my buddies from here, and we're gonna get on the trails. We're gonna go on a little run. Just kind of enjoy the snow. We don't get snow here in Arkansas much, so just gonna enjoy that for a bit. So, was he mad at us? He looks like he was upset. Three, David. Let's go. 3, 6. I don't even know. 20. We're just running. Gotta keep on grinding.
I was just gonna go get a practice by myself and with my ball machine. And then I realized like people may be interested in seeing this, so I might as well share it. So I'm in an area where there's not really a ton of pickleball players that I can drill anytime I want with. If you're in an area that doesn't have as much pickleball and you don't have an option to hit whenever you want to with whoever you want to, this is kind of something you can do. So I'll just take you through what that looks like for me, what my routine is, and some fun drills you can do with it, and just show you how you can get better by yourself.
One quick tip, if you use glasses whenever you play pickleball, I would put them on when using a ball machine. It's really important to practice in the same environment that you're going to play in. Also, if possible, before you start using the ball machine, I highly suggest blocking off any gaps that you could lose a bunch of pickleballs in. This will just save you a lot more time whenever you're picking them up. To start off my pickleball sessions with the ball machine, I typically warm up with just some light drops. Start with the forehand side and just hit some casual drops just to get a feel for everything. It's a great way to get into a flow, especially if you're working with the ball machine. One thing you want to keep in mind as well when you're doing these drills is to focus on hitting spots on the court. Because if you're just hitting the ball in random spots, just hoping to get it in, you're not going to get better as quick as if you're trying to focus on hitting a spot. Because now you got to have your brain into it. Now you got to think about where you're hitting it and trying to execute that certain shot. It's also easier to gauge if you just hit a good shot or not, since there's nobody on the other side to kind of gauge that for. So I'll show you what I mean by that. I mean picking spots, it could be either setting something up yourself or finding a spot on the court like this. In this instance, with these courts on the tape tennis courts, I just use these lines here. So this line, that's zone 1. So that'd be almost like middle balls, middle of the court. Zone 2 for me, it's going to be between that line and the outside line of the court. And zone 3, anything over here, or just trying to imagine a line kind of in the middle like it is over there. So with that in mind, after I'm done warming up, I'll typically start with a different variation of this drop drill left, then I'll do a middle drop, and then all the way to the other side, just to focus on aim and just keep on mixing up your spots. Once I'm done practicing the drops, I'll then move on to forehand drives. The same rules will apply as the drops, so I'll still be aiming for targets in the courts and really focusing on hitting spots instead of just hitting random drives in random places. Once I'm finished with forehands, I'll then move on to the backhand drops. So I typically focus on hitting topspin first and then slice after. That's just my personal preference. You can mix it up however you want to. That's just how I like to do it. Once I'm done with that, I'll move on to the same variation I did on the forehand side. I'll start hitting drops to the far left of the court, then middle, and then straight ahead of me. Then I'll move on to backhand drives like we just did on the forehand side, and I'll start by hitting line, then I'll focus more on cross-court drives, and then after that, I'll focus on mixing it up and going either line and cross, or maybe like 2 line, 2 cross. You can mix it up however you want. You just want to make sure you're not hitting the exact same spot each time. One thing I want to mention real quick as well is if you are going to plan on getting a ball machine, or if you already have one, you got to get this. This thing here, it's called a Collectible with a K. Right here, it's hard to see. It's kind of on there. It's Collectible with a K. This thing's going to save you so much time. It's crazy. I highly recommend getting one of these if you have a ball machine, or planning on getting a ball machine and using it a bunch, because this will save you so much time. It is 100% worth it. I guarantee it. And once we've made it to the end of the session, I'll finish it off with some serves. I feel like serves are one of the most underrated shots in pickleball because it can set up the whole entire rally. If you had a really strong serve to start and it sets up a really weak return, then you're hitting downhill from there and you can close a lot more points just by setting it up well. So don't neglect practicing the serve, as not a lot of people do it, and it'll give you an edge whenever you're playing. And make sure that you're serving from both sides and not just one, just so you see both angles whenever you're serving. Recovery is super, super important. In pickleball, if you're playing hard and you're playing a long time, you're very susceptible to injuries, and so making sure you recover properly after a session or after a long day of pickleball is key. I'll typically start off by doing a little bit of bike work if I have access to it, and then moving on to some foam rolling and stretching after that. With the foam rolling and stretching, you want to hold each spot for about a minute. So if you're foam rolling, your calf, foam roll it for about a minute, then move on to the hamstring for about a minute, and so on and so forth. Same with the stretches, you'll hold like a hamstring stretch for about a minute, then you'll hold like a quad stretch for a minute as well, and you'll just keep on moving it around. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you learned a thing or two from this video, and hopefully it helped in any way. I'm gonna be going to Austin for a bit just to get some good training in, so I'll be making a vlog on that as well, so stay tuned for that. If you like this video and you like this kind of content, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe as well. That would help me out a ton. If you have any suggestions or anything else you want to see, feel free to comment that down below. I'll definitely read it. I'll read through every single comment. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good rest of your day.